The word propaganda has gotten a really bad rap. It's a bad word nowadays. It's a bad thing. But really, propaganda is not bad. Propaganda is a tool, just like any other tool that's used to send a message, to influence, to get people, society to take a certain course of action. And obviously, if you have a negative agenda, then propaganda becomes a bad thing. But if your agenda is positive, then propaganda is a great thing. It's been used since way, way back. I mean, the church used to use propaganda in order to get more followers to come into the church. And actually, that's where the word comes from propagating the word of God. And, it was a mission to propagate the word. And propaganda comes from that. And ever since then, it's been used in many different aspects. Obviously, we probably know the negative aspects where, Germany and all of that were using propaganda in order to create a certain sentiment of hate towards just a group of people. And that was done, through the media, through newspapers, through, movies. That's the negative part of it, where propaganda can be easily used to influence people. But in the same token, there's the other side of the coin where you can use propaganda to influence people to do better. You can use propaganda to get people to be healthier, to go to the gym, to eat better, to spend more time with their families. You can use propaganda for positive reasons. So really, propaganda has gotten a bad rap by the people that use propaganda because they don't want other people to use propaganda. They want to be the ones that are using the propaganda. So when you watch the news, you don't get to talk back and say what you think. They're telling you this is the way it is, and then tell you that over and over again. And most people start believing that, and then society starts shifting. That happens with all kinds of information. Propaganda is all around us at all times. Propaganda is really just marketing that is not in your face. It's meant to influence you. So a message, hidden meanings, all of these things are within the propaganda machine. And propaganda is all around us. And if you don't recognize it, then you're easily falling victim to that. And I'm sure we all have either ourselves have fallen victim to believing things that are not true or real, or we have family members that easily are influenced by what they watch on TV or the news, or what they hear even someone say. So propaganda can be used to help brands and to help a business succeed. And, to use the word propaganda allows you to understand that you really are a machine that is trying to influence people to either buy your product, come to your store, get more patients, get eyes on you. So propaganda is being used constantly. But when you start using it with that purpose, then you understand a lot more the psychology behind what it takes to make a great commercial or a great ad or a great billboard. Now you start understanding that propaganda has many levels. For example, repetition is part of the propaganda machine. So you start understanding that you can't just do one thing and expect people that are going to just flock to you or your product or your brand. You need to just constantly do it and repeat it over and over again until you start making people believe in your product and believe in what you say. So there's many studies that say that, it takes anywhere from 7 to 28 times of someone watching a commercial or hearing a radio ad before they actually kind of pay attention. So because we're flooded with all these images and all these ads and that we block them out. So it takes a lot more nowadays for you to grasp onto a message. But positive propaganda is not a bad thing. And I think it's time that we stop being blind to that fact. And I think that people that are using propaganda are the ones that win when we think propaganda is a bad thing. And actually, in all the definitions, everywhere you look, propaganda has a negative definition, about being, kind of like a brainwashing system or something like that. And maybe it is. Maybe it is brainwashing. But is it bad for you to brainwash yourself to be healthier, to brainwash yourself that brushing your teeth is good for you, or that eating healthy is good for you, or that being a good parent is good? What if you brainwash yourself to do that? Is that really a negative? So, you take it and you leave it, but you really have to just be aware that your brand uses propaganda or misuses propaganda, or other people are using it for or against you. It's all around you. And when you open your eyes and you realize, okay, this is going on, then you start being a little bit more skeptical of the information that's coming in. And also you start being a little bit more, proactive in the information that's going out, where you start actually, putting a strategy into what it is that you're doing, especially in your business, especially in your brand. You really need to have a strategy and a plan. If you're just creating content just to put on Instagram, that's not really creating any kind of, track for people to come to you. It's just random things. Maybe you get lucky, get something viral one day. Most likely you won't. But if you set out on that path where you're gonna, I'm going to propagate my business. I'm going to really take this information and I'm going to tell a story in a way that people understand my business. Which propaganda uses story most of the time. Most of the time, propaganda has a story behind it. And when you hear, this information about, politics and the election, influencing the election, it's all behind the story of some bad actor doing something bad, and now we have to hate these people because they're doing that, even though we have no proof of anything that's going on. It's just about choosing what you believe. That's what propaganda is dangerous. But when it comes to, if you have a great product, you have a great brand, you have a great service, and you want to brainwash people to love it because it benefits them, there's nothing negative about that. So I just wanted to defend the word propaganda. It's just gotten a bad rap for obvious reasons in history. But I think that we can't just act like it doesn't exist anymore. We can't act that after the war and that propaganda went away. Actually, it became stronger. And with social media and technology now, propaganda is even bigger than ever. And with people being blinded to it, where they're not even realizing that it's there, that's even more dangerous. And it could cause a lot of problems in the future. So just wanted to put that out.